7 foods silently destroying your leg. Strength, the secret to staying active and independent. Imagine waking up each day with a vibrant energy, ready for a long walk, enjoying your favorite dance, or spending hours tending to your garden. Activities that truly light up your life. More than just a beautiful dream, this is a goal that is entirely within reach, and the key lies in how you fuel your body every single day. Strong legs are your sturdy foundation, the silent heroes that uphold your independence and mobility. They are the tools that help you climb stairs, walk through the park with your grandchildren, or simply stand confidently. But what if I told you that common items on your dining table could be secretly sapping the strength from your legs? Yes, some everyday foods that we enjoy might actually be the quiet culprits behind weakening muscles and reduced mobility. As we delve into this important topic, I invite you to take a moment to consider the meals that regularly feature in your diet. These aren't rare or exotic items that you'd only find in specialty stores. On the contrary, they are familiar foods, often staples in many Western diets that could be quietly robbing you of your vitality and vigor. This doesn't mean you have to completely eliminate all your favorite foods, but rather to identify these specific foods and truly understand their long-term impact on your leg strength. Our goal here is to empower you to make informed nutritional choices, not to make you feel guilty or deprived. As we gracefully age, our bodies naturally undergo certain changes. Muscle mass tends to decrease, a phenomenon often called sarcopenia, and bone density can also weaken over time. Our joints, which have served us so well, can become more susceptible to inflammation and wear and tear. While these changes are a natural part of aging, the pace and extent of their impact on our quality of life are largely within our control through our lifestyle choices, and most importantly, our diet. Nourishing your body with the right nutrients can help counteract these changes, maintaining bone integrity, muscle mass, and joint flexibility, allowing you to continue enjoying life to the fullest. So it's not simply about avoiding certain foods. It's truly about making smarter choices that can significantly enhance your strength and support a lively, active lifestyle. By understanding which foods to limit, we can make thoughtful decisions that help maintain our independence and precious mobility. This isn't about adopting a strict or complicated diet, but rather a journey towards optimizing your health through nutrition, transforming each meal into an opportunity to strengthen the resilience and agility of your legs. Remember, the power to improve our mobility and maintain our independence as we age is truly in our hands, and it all begins with the choices we make at the dining table. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Please feel free to drop a comment below and ask any questions you have. Our community is a wonderful place to learn, share, and grow healthier together. Now let's explore these 7 types of foods you might want to reconsider if you're looking to protect and boost your leg strength. 1. High purine foods. The silent foe of your joints and a cause of leg pain. As we navigate the vast and fascinating world of nutrition, we often come across various components that can profoundly impact our health, sometimes in ways we might not immediately recognize. One such component is purines. These are natural compounds found within our own body's cells and in many of the foods we eat. Purines are present in many foods that are celebrated for their rich flavors and are often staples at our dining tables. Think about a delicious seafood dinner featuring shrimp or scallops, or perhaps a hearty meal that includes liver or kidneys. These dishes are not only satisfying but are also deeply embedded in many culinary traditions. For many, a plate of savory liver and onions or a rich seafood bisque represents a delicious and comforting meal. However, these foods have a side that needs a bit more attention, especially if you find yourself battling with joint pain or stiffness in your legs. When we consume foods high in purines, our bodies break these compounds down into uric acid. This is a normal part of our body's metabolism. Uric acid is typically filtered by the kidneys and excreted in our urine. But the catch comes when uric acid accumulates in the blood, a condition known as hyperuricemia. High levels of uric acid can lead to the formation of sharp needle-like urate crystals around our joints, often resulting in sudden, intense joint pain and discomfort. For anyone who has experienced gout, this process might sound quite familiar. It's the very same mechanism that causes the acute and often severe joint pain characteristic of that condition, commonly affecting the big toe ankles or knees. But why focus specifically on the legs? Well, our legs are absolutely fundamental to our independence and our ability to move freely. When weight-bearing joints like the knees or ankles are affected by stiffness and pain, it can dramatically limit our ability to perform everyday activities. Every step we take, every time we get up from a chair, every climb up the stairs becomes a significant challenge. This discomfort can unfortunately lead to less physical activity, which in turn can further weaken our muscles and reduce flexibility, creating an unpleasant cycle. This is why understanding purines and how they affect our body is incredibly important for protecting our precious leg health. Now, you might wonder, how can we manage our purine intake? First and foremost, it's about making mindful, educated choices. While it's not necessary or even recommended to completely eliminate all purine-rich foods, knowing how to balance these with other lower purine options can make a significant difference in managing your uric acid levels. Think of it as a flexible, sustainable approach to your diet rather than a rigid restriction. For example, replacing some of the higher purine options with foods like eggs, various nuts, and a generous array of fruits and vegetables can be a delightful and effective way to maintain a balanced diet without overloading on purines. Eggs are a complete protein source, easy to digest, and virtually purine-free, making them an excellent choice for breakfast or a light meal. Nuts like almonds, walnuts, and cashews not only provide protein, but also healthy fats, fiber, and a wide spectrum of vitamins and minerals, all of which support overall health and reduce inflammation. Fruits and vegetables, particularly cherries known for their uric acid-lowering properties, strawberries, blueberries, and dark leafy greens are true stars when it comes to nutrition. They offer essential antioxidants and vitamins, all of which support overall health, including the health of your joints and muscles. Imagine starting your day with a smooth, creamy omelet filled with your favorite colorful vegetables, or grabbing a handful of nuts for a satisfying mid-afternoon snack. These choices not only help manage your purine intake, but also contribute to a healthier lifestyle that actively supports your joints. Additionally, staying well hydrated is incredibly important. Drinking plenty of water helps your kidneys flush out uric acid more efficiently. Limiting alcohol, especially beer and hard liquor, can also significantly help control uric acid levels. By making these simple yet effective changes, you are proactively safeguarding your legs from the pain and stiffness that purines can cause. 2. Excessive red meat, when enjoyment becomes a burden for your muscles and joints. Red meat, a classic feature at many dinner tables, often brings to mind savory steaks, juicy burgers, and comforting Sunday roasts that gather families around. It's rich in high-quality protein, readily absorbed hemi-iron, and essential B vitamins like B12, making it an appealing and sometimes perceived as indispensable choice for many meals. However, there's a crucial balance to strike. Indulging too frequently in red meat, especially fattier cuts or processed versions, can lead to less than desirable effects on our health, particularly when it comes to the well-being of our joints and muscles. Imagine enjoying a beautiful dinner with loved ones where red meat plays a starring role. It feels nourishing and satisfying, doesn't it? But when such meals become a very regular occurrence, they might contribute to an increase in inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or infection, but when it becomes chronic due to dietary factors, it can start attacking healthy tissues, leading to stiff joints and exacerbated muscle pain. This creeping discomfort can slowly sneak up on you, gradually transforming simple, joyful activities like a morning walk or climbing stairs into uncomfortable and painful chores. The connection between red meat and inflammation lies in its high levels of saturated fats and compounds like purines, as we've already discussed, but more importantly, advanced glycation. End products ages. When red meat is cooked at high temperatures such as grilling, frying, or roasting, the proteins and fats within the meat react with sugars, creating these ages. These compounds, when they accumulate in the body, can trigger a cascade of inflammatory reactions, causing damage to cells and tissues. Over time, this chronic inflammation can lead to persistent discomfort, reducing the elasticity of joint cartilage and weakening muscles, which in turn impacts your mobility and overall quality of life. Studies have consistently shown a link between frequent red meat consumption and higher levels of inflammatory markers in the body, which is particularly detrimental for individuals already predisposed to arthritis or muscle aches. However, let's not dwell on the negatives without finding a pathway to better choices. Switching to leaner proteins and diversifying your protein sources can bring a delightful variety to your meals, while actively caring for your muscle and joint health. Consider the gentle, mild flavors of chicken and turkey. These lean poultry meats can be just as satisfying when cooked with a sprinkle of herbs and a dash of creativity, such as herb-roasted chicken breast with roasted vegetables or a comforting turkey chili. These meats are generally significantly lower in saturated fat and cholesterol compared to most red meats, making them a healthier centerpiece for your dinner without sacrificing the joy of a hearty meal. Fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, is another excellent option. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are widely known for their powerful anti-inflammatory properties, actively helping to protect and restore joint health. And let's not forget the incredible power of plant-based proteins like beans and legumes. These wonderful alternatives are not only packed with protein, but also abundant in fiber, antioxidants, and essential minerals. Integrating beans, lentils, chickpeas, and other legumes into your diet can add exciting new textures and flavors to your meals. Imagine a rich, spicy chili made with a medley of mixed beans or a refreshing lentil salad tossed with fresh herbs. These dishes are nourishing, incredibly satisfying, and they provide all the proteins your body needs without the added burden of excessive red meat. Reducing your intake of red meat not only helps to curb inflammation, but also supports cardiovascular health, which directly impacts blood circulation and oxygen delivery to your leg muscles, helping them stay strong and function efficiently. 3. High-salt foods. The burden of water retention and pressure on your legs. Salt, that ubiquitous ingredient that seems to sneak its way into almost every dish, can be much more than just a flavor enhancer. It could actually be a stealthy and significant contributor to some notable health issues. While a small sprinkle here and there certainly helps bring out the flavors in our meals, it's the excessive consumption of salt that we really need to watch out for, especially given how prevalent processed and prepackaged foods are in our modern diets. Too much salt in our diets can lead to water retention, uncomfortable swelling in the legs, and even high blood pressure, all of which can place significant strain on our leg strength and overall mobility. Let's picture a typical day for an average American. Perhaps you start with a store-bought breakfast sandwich or a bowl of instant cereal, grab a quick-service restaurant meal or a pre-packaged lunch, and finish the day with a ready-to-eat supermarket dinner. It might not seem like much on its own, but the cumulative amount of salt in these meals can be substantially higher than what our bodies actually require. Ideally between 1,500 and 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day for most adults. This can be especially troublesome for those of us who cherish an active lifestyle, as the effects of high sodium intake can quite literally slow us down. When our bodies retain excess water due to high salt intake, it's not just about feeling uncomfortably bloated. This water retention, known as edema, often manifests visibly in the ankles and feet, and it can increase the pressure in our blood vessels, making it harder for our heart to pump blood efficiently. This leads to swelling, which makes it uncomfortable and sometimes downright painful to engage in activities like walking, standing for extended periods, or even just wearing your favorite shoes. Edema makes your legs feel heavy, stiff, and can also reduce your sense of balance, unfortunately, increasing the risk of falls for older adults. Furthermore, the connection between excessive salt and high blood pressure hypertension is undeniable. Chronic high blood pressure puts undue stress on the walls of your blood vessels, damaging them over time. When the tiny blood vessels that supply your leg muscles are damaged or narrowed, blood flow to your legs is reduced. This means your muscles don't receive enough oxygen and essential nutrients to function optimally. The result is often muscle weakness, frequent cramping, numbness, and a general feeling of fatigue in the legs, all of which directly impact your ability to walk, stand steadily, and maintain an active lifestyle. However, envision transforming your meals by simply swapping out high-salt ingredients for vibrant herbs, aromatic spices, or a refreshing splash of lemon. This isn't just about reducing salt. It's an exciting culinary adventure about rethinking how we season our food to bring out its natural goodness. This approach opens up a whole new world of flavors and textures in the way you perceive your meals. For instance, imagine roasting chicken with fragrant rosemary, savory thyme, and a hint of olive oil, or brightening up a salad with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and a handful of chopped fresh herbs like basil or cilantro. These alternatives provide a burst of flavor without relying on salt, and they come with their own set of health benefits, such as antioxidants and vitamins. Explore salt-free spice blends, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, cumin, oregano, or a no-salt, all-purpose seasoning mix. Nutritional yeast is also a fantastic option for adding a cheesy umami flavor without the sodium. Using herbs and spices not only enhances the taste of your meals, but also introduces a variety of antioxidants and nutrients that can help improve overall health. To make this effective, get into the habit of carefully reading food labels. Look for products clearly labeled low sodium, no added salt, or reduced sodium. Be wary of hidden salt in packaged foods like canned soups, sauces, breads, cheeses, and cold cuts, as these are often major contributors to excessive sodium intake. Cooking at home is one of the most powerful ways to control your salt intake, as you have complete control over every ingredient. Reducing your salt intake is one of the simplest yet most impactful changes you can make to protect your heart, your blood vessels, and especially the health of your legs, ensuring they remain light and flexible. 4. Deep-fried foods. The golden crust. Hiding a flame of inflammation. There's something undeniably tempting about the golden crispy exterior of deep-fried foods. Whether it's golden French fries, perfectly crisp chicken wings, a sugary donut, or crunchy breaded chicken pieces. The allure of that satisfying crunch seems to be universal and often hard to resist. These foods often evoke memories of celebrations, fun gatherings, or simply offer quick convenience. However, while these treats may delight our taste buds, they unfortunately carry with them some less than savory health impacts, particularly when it comes to our mobility and the long-term health of our joints. Every time you enjoy something deep-fried, you're not just eating the food itself, but also a significant amount of the oil used to cook it, and that's where many of the problems lie. The main concern with deep-fried foods lies in the type of fat typically used and the very process of frying at high temperatures. Many of these foods are prepared using oils that are rich in trans fats or highly refined vegetable oils that become oxidized at high heat. Trans fats, which are artificially created through a process called hydrogenation, turn liquid oils into solid, stable fats. While they excel at providing that desirable crispiness and extending shelf life, trans fats are incredibly detrimental to our bodies. When consumed, trans fats cause widespread inflammation throughout the body, including our muscles and joints. They can lead to cellular dysfunction, stiffen cell membranes, and promote oxidative stress, all of which contribute to chronic inflammation that damages healthy tissues. Furthermore, when cooking oils are heated to very high temperatures, especially when the oil is reused multiple times, they can create harmful compounds like acrylamide, commonly found in fried potatoes and starchy foods, and aldehydes. These compounds have been linked to inflammation and cellular damage at a molecular level. The saturated fats present in many frying oils also contribute to increased bad cholesterol LDL, which leads to the formation of plaque in the arteries, atherosclerosis. When arteries become narrowed or blocked, blood flow to the legs is significantly reduced. This can cause pain when walking, claudication, muscle weakness, frequent cramping, and numbness, directly impacting the strength and overall mobility of your legs. Imagine for a moment how your body feels after eating a meal heavy in deep-fried foods. There's often a noticeable sense of heaviness, bloating, and sluggishness, not just in your stomach, but throughout your entire body. This is your body reacting to the high levels of unhealthy fats and toxic compounds formed at high frying temperatures, signaling that something is off. This discomfort directly impacts your leg's ability to move easily, leaving you feeling tired and lacking the energy to engage in physical activities, thereby diminishing the joy of movement. However, the good news is that there are delightful ways to achieve that same satisfying textural crunch without compromising your health. Swapping deep frying for baking or grilling can transform your meals from health hazards into health promoters. An air fryer is a wonderful appliance that has gained popularity for its ability to create a crispy texture similar to deep frying, but with only a very small amount of oil, or even none at all. You can enjoy fries, chicken wings, or even crispy fried chicken in a much healthier way. Or let's consider more traditional time-tested methods. Instead of deep frying chicken, you might try marinating it in your favorite herbs and spices, then baking it in the oven to perfection. The result, chicken that's moist and flavorful on the inside with a wonderfully satisfying crispy skin on the outside. Or consider the humble potato. Instead of submerging it in oil for fries, slice it thin, toss it with a touch of extra virgin olive oil and your choice of seasonings, and bake it in the oven. You'll still get that crave-worthy crunch with a fraction of the fat and none of the harmful compounds. Grilling is also an excellent method, especially for chicken, fish, and vegetables, providing a distinct smoky flavor and allowing excess fat to drip away. Embracing these healthier cooking methods isn't just about avoiding trans fats. It's about rekindling a relationship with food that truly respects and nourishes your body. Baking and grilling open up a spectrum of flavors that frying often masks. They allow the real essence of the food to shine through, enhanced by smoke or the natural caramelization of sugars under high heat processes that not only amplify flavor, but also preserve more of the food's vital nutrients. By prioritizing these healthier options, you are actively reducing systemic inflammation, supporting robust cardiovascular health, and ensuring optimal blood flow to your leg muscles and joints, empowering them to remain strong, agile, and ready for whatever activities you enjoy. 5. Refined carbohydrates. Blood sugar spikes and your body's silent battle. There's something undeniably comforting about sinking your teeth into a soft, fluffy slice of white bread, enjoying a comforting plate of white pasta, or indulging in a creamy sweet pastry. These foods are staples in many diets, cherished for their simplicity, convenience, and the immediate pleasure they bring. They often serve as the default choice for breakfast, lunch, or a quick snack. However, as delightful as these foods may seem, they carry hidden consequences that might not align with our goals for healthy living, particularly when it comes to maintaining the strength and flexibility of our legs as we age. Refined carbohydrates like those found in white bread pastries, white pasta, white rice, and many other processed foods have a more significant impact on our bodies than we might realize. The issue isn't with carbohydrates themselves, as they are our body's primary source of energy. The problem lies in how they are processed. During the refining process, the nutrient-rich bran and germ of the grain are stripped away, leaving only the starchy endosperm. This not only removes most of the valuable fiber, but also depletes many crucial B vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. When you eat these types of foods, they are broken down very quickly into glucose, sugar in your digestive system. This leads to a rapid surge or spike in your blood sugar levels, a situation your body has to work very hard to regulate. This isn't just a concern for those monitoring their sugar intake due to conditions like diabetes. It's a physiological process that affects everyone. These swift blood sugar spikes force your pancreas to release a large amount of insulin to move the sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. This can lead to a rapid increase in insulin levels, followed by a sharp drop, often referred to as a sugar crash, which can significantly affect your overall energy and mood throughout the day. You might feel tired, unfocused, irritable, and often crave more refined carbohydrates to boost your energy, again creating an unhealthy cycle. Furthermore, when your blood sugar spikes frequently, your body reacts by increasing inflammation throughout the body. This isn't the type of visible inflammation you see on the outside, like swelling from an injury, but rather a subtle, internal, and chronic process that can gradually weaken the tissues in your muscles and joints over time. This chronic inflammation can reduce muscle resilience, cause persistent aches and stiffness, and slow down your body's recovery process after physical activity. Weight-bearing joints like the knees, hips, and ankles are particularly susceptible, making walking, climbing stairs, or even getting up from a chair feel more difficult and painful. This prolonged discomfort can unfortunately make you feel sluggish and less motivated to stay active, leading to a more sedentary lifestyle, which in turn further weakens your leg muscles and reduces overall mobility. Instead of reaching for that white bread, white pasta, or another sweet pastry, consider choosing whole grains. Options like oats, quinoa, brown rice, and breads and pastas made from 100% whole wheat are excellent alternatives. These options offer wonderful benefits for your body, far beyond just their nutrient content. Whole grains contain fiber that slows down the digestive process and the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, providing a steadier, more sustained source of energy and keeping your blood sugar levels more balanced throughout the day. The fiber in whole grains also supports healthy gut bacteria, which is crucial for overall nutrient absorption and reducing systemic inflammation. Imagine starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon and perhaps a few fresh berries or slices of banana. Oats provide soluble fiber, which helps maintain fullness and regulate blood sugar. Or consider the satisfying crunch of a whole grain sandwich loaded with fresh greens and lean proteins for lunch. Quinoa, a nutritious pseudo-grain, has a slightly nutty flavor that complements both sweet and savory dishes, making it a versatile base for meals, whether you use it instead of rice or add it to salads. These meals not only nourish you, but also provide the complex carbohydrates your body needs to maintain stable blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Switching to whole grains doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or satisfaction. On the contrary, it opens up a new realm of culinary possibilities with different textures, nutty flavors, and vibrant combinations with vegetables and proteins. Whole grains offer a robust flavor and satisfying texture that refined grains simply lack. By prioritizing whole grains, you are providing your body with sustainable energy, helping to reduce inflammation, managing your weight more effectively, and supporting the health of your leg muscles and joints. This empowers you to have ample energy and comfort to maintain an active, fulfilling lifestyle. 6. Processed sugar. The sweet addiction and the burden of excess weight. There's no denying the allure of sweets. The taste of a deliciously rich chocolate cake, a soft, chewy candy bar, a refreshing cold soda, or a fluffy, sugary donut can bring an immediate moment of joy and satisfaction. These treats have become a familiar part of our daily lives, often used for comfort celebration or simply as a quick pick-me-up. However, as we savor these delightful moments, it's essential to consider the broader impacts that processed sugars can have on our health, particularly how they affect our body's metabolism and the crucial health of our muscles. Processed sugars found abundantly in candies, baked goods, sugary breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, and many sugary drinks have a way of sneaking into our diets more often than we might realize. They hide under many different names on ingredient labels, such as high fructose corn, syrup dextrose, maltose, sucrose, and more. The immediate gratification they provide comes with a price, however sharp spikes in our insulin levels. Insulin is a vital hormone produced by the pancreas that plays a key role in how our bodies use and store energy. When we consume foods high in processed sugar, our bodies have to work incredibly hard to manage the sudden flood of sugar into our bloodstream by releasing large amounts of insulin. This leads to a rapid increase in insulin levels, followed by a steep drop once the insulin has done its job. You might recognize this as the infamous sugar crash, which leaves you feeling tired, sluggish, irritable, and lacking energy after the initial sugar high wears off. This creates an uncomfortable cycle, often leading to cravings for more sugar to try and boost energy levels again. But the impact of processed sugar goes far beyond just feeling tired or having cravings. These frequent and prolonged insulin spikes can contribute to longer-term health issues, including chronic insulin resistance, which is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. When your cells become resistant to insulin, they can't effectively absorb glucose, leading to persistently high blood sugar levels. Chronic high blood sugar not only damages blood vessels throughout the body, but can also affect nerve function, particularly in the legs, a condition known as peripheral neuropathy. Neuropathy can cause numbness, tingling pain, and weakness in the legs, severely impairing your ability to walk, maintain balance, and even feel the ground beneath your feet, which significantly increases the risk of falls. Furthermore, sugar is a potent inflammatory agent. It can trigger inflammatory responses throughout the body, leading to joint pain, stiffness, and slowing down muscle recovery. Chronic inflammation caused by sugar can actively damage the cartilage and connective tissues in your joints, accelerating the process of joint degeneration and worsening conditions like osteoarthritis. Crucially, excessive sugar consumption is a primary driver of weight gain. The excess calories from sugar that aren't immediately used for energy are readily converted into fat by the body and stored often around the waistline. Excess weight, particularly extra weight in the upper body, places significant additional strain on your legs and joints, making activities like walking, climbing stairs, or prolonged standing much more difficult and less enjoyable. This added weight also contributes to a general decline in muscle health, impacting your overall mobility and independence as you age. However, life is meant to be sweet, isn't it? So instead of cutting out all sweets entirely, it's about finding healthier ways to satisfy those cravings without harming your health. One delightful way to do this is by turning to the natural sugars found in whole fruits. Imagine biting into a crisp apple, enjoying a bowl of fresh berries, or a cool slice of watermelon. These not only satisfy your sweet tooth, but also provide valuable fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, and water, all of which are excellent for your overall health and can help combat inflammation. Another option is to use natural sweeteners like pure honey or pure maple syrup. These sweeteners offer rich flavors and are often more potent than processed sugar, so you can use them more sparingly to achieve the same level of sweetness while consuming less overall sugar. For instance, drizzling a little honey on plain Greek yogurt, adding a splash of maple syrup to your morning oatmeal, or using fruit purees to sweeten smoothies can enhance the flavor without overwhelming your sugar intake. Naturally derived non-caloric sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit are also good alternatives if you want to eliminate sugar calories altogether. Learning how to read food labels carefully and recognizing the many different names for sugar, e.g., high fructose corn, syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, corn syrup solids, etc., is an invaluable skill for avoiding hidden sugars. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate sugar entirely, which is almost impossible and unnecessary, but rather to significantly reduce processed sugar and prioritize natural sugars from whole unprocessed foods. By doing so, you are protecting your body from inflammation, maintaining a healthy weight, and providing your legs with stable energy to keep you moving comfortably and independently. 7. Processed meats. Convenience at the expense of leg health. In our fast-paced modern lives, it's completely understandable to seek out convenient and quick meal options. For this very reason, processed meats often find their way into our shopping carts. They're ready to eat, easy to cook, and undeniably flavorful, often boasting a rich, savory taste. From breakfast sausages and crispy bacon to convenient deli slices for sandwiches, these products promise ease and taste. But have you ever paused to consider what truly goes into making these meats so convenient and appealing? Processed meats are more than just plain meat. They are any meat that has been modified to enhance its flavor or extend its shelf life through processes like salting, curing, fermentation, smoking, or canning. These processes, while effective for preservation and flavor, often come with the addition of a significant amount of preservatives and exceptionally high levels of sodium. These additions can unfortunately do more harm than good to our bodies, especially when it comes to the crucial health of our legs and overall mobility. Let's unpack these ingredients a bit. The typically high sodium content in these processed meats is one of the most significant concerns. A single small serving of deli meat can contain hundreds of milligrams of sodium, quickly pushing us over our daily recommended limits. As we've already discussed, excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure and water retention edema, particularly in the legs. This swelling and elevated blood pressure place substantial added strain on your heart and circulatory system. Poor circulation doesn't just slow you down. It can affect everything from your overall energy levels to the actual strength of your muscles, potentially leading to a decrease in overall mobility. When your leg muscles don't receive enough oxygen and nutrients from poor circulation, they become weak, prone to cramping and fatigued, making walking and everyday activities much more challenging. The problems don't stop at sodium. The preservatives commonly used in these meats, particularly nitrates, and nitrites can break down into compounds called nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are potential carcinogens that have been linked to several types of cancer, including colorectal cancer. Additionally, nitrates and nitrites can contribute to inflammation and damage the inner lining of blood vessels, contributing to atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, and further impairing blood flow. Many processed meats are also very high in saturated fats and cholesterol, which are known risk factors for heart disease and weight gain. Excess weight, especially around the midsection, puts additional burden on your legs and joints, making movement less efficient and more painful. However, the beauty of our dietary choices is that we always have delicious and healthier alternatives. Instead of reaching for that package of ham or a link of sausage, why not choose fresh, unprocessed cuts of meat? When you buy fresh meat, you're not just purchasing a piece of protein, you're making a direct investment in your health. Fresh, unprocessed meats like lean chicken breast, fresh fish, pork, tenderloin, or lean ground beef are free from the added preservatives and excessive sodium found in their processed counterparts. Cooking with fresh cuts also gives you the freedom to season and prepare them in a way that best suits your taste and health needs. You can use a variety of herbs, spices, and healthy cooking methods like baking, grilling, steaming, or boiling to create flavorful and nutritious meals. Furthermore, there's a vibrant and exciting world of vegetarian proteins to explore. Tempeh and tofu, for example, are fantastic alternatives that not only add variety to your diet, but also provide numerous health benefits. Tempeh, made from fermented soybeans, is rich in protein fiber and has a satisfying nutty flavor that makes it a great addition to stir-fries, salads, or stews. It's also a source of prebiotics supporting gut health. Tofu, on the other hand, is incredibly versatile and absorbs flavors beautifully, making it perfect for almost any dish, from smoothies to spicy curries, or even as an egg substitute in scrambles. Legumes like black beans, pinto beans, chickpeas, and lentils are also nutritional powerhouses, offering plant-based protein fiber and a host of essential vitamins and minerals. Integrating these healthier alternatives into your meals can truly transform your diet. Imagine a colorful tempeh stir-fry with crisp vegetables, or a hearty tofu scramble that's just as satisfying as any meat-based dish. These options allow you to enjoy a diverse array of flavors while actively caring for your body's nutritional needs, reducing inflammation, protecting your cardiovascular health, and maintaining healthy circulation to your leg muscles, helping them stay strong and wonderfully active. Conclusion: the power in every meal choice. The food you choose every day does much more than simply satisfy your hunger. It provides the fuel for your entire body, influencing every biological system, and plays a foundational role in how you experience life, especially as you gracefully age. Each meal is a golden opportunity to strengthen your overall health, boost your energy, and build a solid foundation for your independence and mobility in the years to come. Making informed choices about your diet can significantly enhance your mobility, vitality, and the overall enjoyment of your daily activities. It's not just about living longer, but about living more fully, being capable of participating in every moment and activity that life offers. By consciously selecting healthier foods and actively steering clear of those that hinder your physical capabilities, you're not just eating differently. You are proactively choosing to live a more vibrant, active, and fulfilling life, unburdened by unnecessary aches, pains, or weakness. Consider the powerful and liberating feeling of spending a day doing all the things you love, whether it's tending your garden for hours, playfully chasing after your grandchildren, or taking a long leisurely walk in the park to admire the scenery, all without feeling heavy, sore, or held back by physical discomfort. This is not just a far-off dream. It's a practical and entirely achievable goal, with some thoughtful changes to your diet and lifestyle. Now, if you're wondering where to start, remember that small, consistent changes are key. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Think about beginning by incorporating more fresh fruits, colorful vegetables, fiber-rich whole grains, and high-quality lean proteins into your meals. Get creative in the kitchen and experiment with natural herbs and spices, instead of relying on salt to enhance flavors, and use natural sweeteners in moderation instead of processed sugars. Every single meal is an opportunity to support your health, and even the smallest adjustments can have a profound impact over time. Start today by revisiting your grocery list and considering replacing some of those detrimental foods with more nourishing options. Planning your meals in advance can also significantly help you make better choices and steer clear of temptation. And as you embark on this journey, I strongly encourage you to keep track of how these changes make you feel. Listen to your body, notice the differences in your energy levels, joint flexibility, and the overall strength of your legs. Please don't hesitate to comment below with your progress or any thoughts you might have. We genuinely love hearing how these adjustments are making a difference in your life, and your story could inspire countless others to take steps towards healthier living. Remember, your legs are the wonderful vehicles that carry you through the world. Nourish them, care for them with smart nutritional choices, and they will continue to serve you strongly, flexibly, and independently for many joyous years to come. The journey to stronger, healthier legs is a truly worthwhile one, and it begins right now with the choices you make at your dining table.